Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at XRP and let's have a look at Bitcoin and work out, are we close to a local top, or is there still some room to move? What's going on with it? Because some of these alts look like they're really looking to over push, especially with Ethereum at the moment. But we're interested in one thing at the moment, which is XRP. We're not really bothered about anything else. XRP looks like it's doing something special, and we want to know if we can make some more money out of it in the short term. So let's have a look at that, shall we? So first of all, we're going to have to take ourselves over to the Bitcoin chart to see what's going on with that. Bitcoin looks like it wants to and is capable of pushing a bit higher but then topping out. So a bit of a warning there, because Bitcoin, if that decides to top out and officially top out, it's going to come down, and it might come down quite dramatically. And when I say dramatically, I think we're going to come down to test the CME gap, which is around about this level here, around about 9,600. That would be a very, very nasty fall, but a fall that is plausible. I'm not one of those people that believes in gaps that they have to be filled. They tend to be filled, but I'm not saying that it's going to be filled. I'm just saying that there is one there, and we're looking quite overstretched at the moment. The reason I say we're overstretched is clearly that was a big move there. Let's measure that one out. It's over 10% from the time that we broke out of that. That was a 15% move basically, and we've been waiting for that, and we traded that because this was I made a video not long back about this is a win-win situation when you come with Bitcoin. You either set up a long or a short at this level. It doesn't matter which way it goes. If it gets broken, we're going massively up. If we get rejected, we're going massively down. It was a win-win, and we cleaned up on that one. That was a really good trade to have, and one of the most obvious setups, might be the most obvious setup with Bitcoin in a very, very long time. Anyway, we cleaned up on that one, and now what we're looking to do now, well, what I'm looking at here is, we'll just have a look at these indicators. RSI is very high. It's not the highest it's ever been, but it's very high. So it's in a dangerous level. Difficult if you really want to be buying in at this level. It doesn't mean that it can't make a big move. It can definitely make a big move from here. It's done it before, it can do it again. Money flow index is extremely high as well. It's almost on the topped out area, so that again is a bit of a warning sign for me. I don't really want to be buying here, to be honest with you. I'd like to see it drop a little bit, and I don't necessarily mean the price, I mean the money flow index and the RSI. I'd like to see them drop a little bit. Now, another thing that we need to be aware of is when we have a look at these moving averages, they all look very good. They look great, in fact. They really do look good, but they're still not in a perfect spread. I mean, technically they are, but they've only just made it, and they're diverging, but they're not. It doesn't look clean to me, okay? And we have this blue box resistance level here that corresponds to this all the way back here, this level all the way back here. Where we can find significant resistance. We've not got to it yet. So the fact is, we've got high RSI, really high money flow index, and we've not even touched the resistance level. So to me, what I would be expecting with Bitcoin is, if we can push up to this level, we'll get to this level around about 11,550, 11,600 area, and then officially top out and fall. And depending on the speed of that, because I think a lot of people will be looking at this level, not just me, there's obvious reasons for it. This would be the level to be shorting at, and I think a lot of people will get short on that. They'll be taking profits and they'll be going short on that there. If we make it to that level. Now clearly Bitcoin could break through that. It could quite easily do that because it's Bitcoin, but I'm looking at all these other indicators and it's telling me that I don't think it's got the power to do that. Let's have a look at what it looked like last time we got to these levels. So we go back in time, and I promise I'll get onto XRP. So the last time we got up to these levels, RSI only peaked up at this point here. So it was high. It was clearly high. Let's have a look at that in comparison to where we are now. So it was high at this point here, and had to come down a bit, and it topped out at this level here. Now that is higher than where we are right now. So there is room to move. Money flow index also is higher than where we are right now. So I'm saying we're at a very dangerous level, and I think what we really need to do is allow it to come down. So let's transfer that over to XRP and see what that looks like on these charts. Now if you look at the money flow index here, it's extremely high. It's higher than Bitcoin. telling me it's pretty dangerous. RSI is just continuing to go up and not even taking a little dip to go down, so that to me looks like it wants to come down. And this, I'm only talking short term here, but that doesn't mean we can't launch. We can break these. Everything, these are just simple, very basic, simple indicators of volume. They're no more than that, and they don't have to be respected, but they are warning signs, if you like, about where we're likely to go. So where could this go from here? So at the moment we've broken above these areas here of what I would say is significant resistance, and the psychological number of around about 25 cent. We're pushing our head above that level. As far as the moving averages are concerned, they're a bit cleaner, but they're early days. We've not got a golden cross on the 4 hour on the daily. That's not happened yet, but that is looking like it's in the pipeline. So what I think is probably going to happen with this is that we will continue and maybe overreach a little bit, maybe getting all the way up to these levels around 28.2 cent before it falls back in on itself. I'm looking for a big push up there and overreaching, and then at that level I think it'll have a huge retrace, maybe test the 200 EMA, which currently is around about 21. That sounds dramatic, but that is the world of crypto, and it's also the way that XRP likes to run. It doesn't matter how high we get and how low we fall, so long as we get support on the 200 exponential moving average, or if this happens in about a week or so from now, if we get support on the green 50 exponential average, which at the moment is lower than the 200. Now both of these have started, all of these indicators now, all these moving averages have started to point up, which is bullish, and if you look at obviously all the lower time frames, they'll be even steeper. But for the moment we're not testing these. We probably aren't even testing them so much on the 12 hourly, but we'll have a look at that. We're riding up the 10 simple on this one, but even now we're overreaching on the 10 simple. 4 hourly, I imagine we're probably a way away from there. It's a little messier on that, so I'd trade this one on the 12 hourly to start with. If we come down to the 10 simple, which would be about 23 cent, expect to bounce from that. If that breaks down, I really would be looking for the daily to be tested on some of these levels. Now again, with Bitcoin being so I don't want to call it weak, because it's just done a 15% move in basically a day, but it's looking weak at this level. Stocks are looking a little iffy as well, same with some of the commodities. They all look like they might be topping out, but again, we're in a really strange time financially at the moment. The economy doesn't reflect the financial markets right now, so it's almost like there's a constant supply of money being pushed into every asset, and they're trickling down into crypto, clearly. So what does this mean? It means that we have to be very wary at this level, and probably, not that I'll be looking to do it, but probably ready for taking profits or doing a short around this level for Bitcoin, which would correspond to where we'll be looking to get to with XRP, which is around about 28.2 cent is why I'd be looking to take profit, or maybe even go for a short at that level. But long term, this is looking very good, because we're above these all major moving averages on the daily chart, and actually if we even go to a weekly, we're above the 50 exponential moving average on the weekly as well. So it's all looking very good, and actually when you look at it on the weekly, it looks really good for XRP. What we really want to do is take out 34 cent, but that's a bit of a way away at the moment. If you watched a video I made the other day, it's quite a long, lengthy video on XRP, explaining that we're in an accumulation phase that can be anywhere from 5 cent to 86 cent, which is a huge range, a massive range. But once we break that 86 cent mark, we will launch like XRP's done in the past, and that's where it will go completely bananas and bonkers. So really any area around here, this is where I'm quite happy to accumulate at, buy more, trade more, because in the long run, once we get past 86 cent, that's when you really want to be watching it, because in the past XRP has done big massive moves in the space of weeks. Once we get 85 cent out the way, 86 cent out the way, you'll basically start to see it double and double and double, and it will go crazy. So obviously that's a long way away at the moment. I can't predict when that will be, but that could be over a year away or more than that. But when it gets to that level, that's when you want to get out of all these trading platforms. You want to stick your assets in Coinbase, and you want to be ready to sell to fiat. because the profits are going to be needed to be taken shortly after that. Within a few weeks, I would imagine we'll be doubling and doubling and doubling, making our way up to all-time high and surpassing that. So that is the plan. Accumulate around these levels, do safe trades, and basically wait till 86 cent gets broken, which could be next year. All that level, 86 cent all the way down to 5 cent, is accumulation. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you trade safe. Take it easy.